Even the massive box office success of Avatar 2: The Way of Water can't hide the reality that 2022 was a complete box office disaster for woke Hollywood, just like we said it would be the entire time, because when they continue to prioritize activism, agenda, and identity politics ahead of actually entertaining people, this was going to be the end result. And now we're finally seeing people in the mainstream media admit that, yeah, there's kind of a big problem, and it goes beyond the box office numbers, something I've been talking about for a long time, as well as many others. When you see people continuing to find ways to cope about Hollywood being a failure right now, you'll see them make these comparisons between the opening weekend for, say, Thor: Love and Thunder to Thor: Ragnarok. And obviously, as I predicted the entire time, Thor: Love and Thunder was going to be a massive disappointment. It absolutely was, but people still try to justify it. Oh, it's only 100 million away from Thor: Ragnarok. The problem is, movie tickets are way more expensive now than they were even 5 years ago. And that's something that you won't see people actually talk about that much until now, until they're faced with that harsh reality. Theater audiences shrank by half in the last 4 years. Can movies get them back? The 2022 box office reflects more than a revenue problem. It has a butts in seats problem. It certainly does. When you look at the fact that 50% of the Marvel audience isn't showing up anymore. When you look at the difference between Black Panther, the first one, and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, it goes far beyond just the difference in those box office numbers. When you start looking at the amount of audience they lost, it is embarrassing for Disney, but this goes across the board looking at everybody. Avatar: The Way of Water was a magnificent way to end the year and to begin a new one. Since December 18th, it's grossed $465 million in the US. It could overtake Top Gun: Maverick as the top domestic release. It obviously has already done that with the worldwide gross. But The Way of Water doesn't change the current reality any more than Maverick did, which is this. In the last 4 years, theatrical attendance has declined by about 50%. The box office for 2022 ended a little under 7.4 billion domestic with 26 billion worldwide. That fell far short of the year's weakest projections, a consensus first stated in December 2021 by financial analyst Gower Street and repeated widely. The Hollywood elites, everybody in the industry, everybody in the theaters, they thought that no problem, 9.2 million domestic. That was their prediction for this year. And they fell embarrassingly short by almost 25%. We've talked about this before, how bad it was for Hollywood. Hollywood lost more than $500 billion in market value in 2022. And we showed this chart not that long ago. When you can see the red, this is the box office revenue, that back in 2019, over $11 billion. You got the COVID years. I'll give you the COVID years when it was actually shut down due to COVID. COVID is not a fucking excuse anymore. With a $2 billion movie in Spider-Man No Way Home, a $1.5 billion movie in Top Gun Maverick, if you give people something to go to at the theaters, they are going to go there. The problem is they're not, because the scarier thing, like mentioned in this article, is this. 2022 tickets sold 834 million. Way, way, way down from what you had in something like 2018. That's the real problem that Hollywood has to come to terms with. You can inflate the ticket prices all you want. You can start charging $30 for somebody to go see a movie. You can try to do those things in the short term. It might cause even more people to walk away. But inevitably, what we have is a mass exodus from the mainstream Hollywood entertainment industry. People can again make the excuse, well, because the focus on streaming, that's why. Oh, really? Such the focus on streaming? I guess streaming must be really profitable for people, huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. Netflix shares plummet more than 50%, worst year in more than a decade, as subscribers are fleeing Netflix. What did we hear about Disney? Over just 1 quarter in 2022, we heard that they lost $1.5 billion just on streaming. The streaming investment has been bad for Hollywood as well. They're losing money hand over fist in streaming as everybody's trying to build their own as fast as they possibly can, and it's not working out very well. It is just the latest indication of what we've been saying for such a long time. Hollywood has driven people away. They can try to cover up. They can try to not talk about how inflated the box office prices have been in terms of when you go there to buy a ticket. You can talk about all that as much as you want, but it doesn't change the facts that Hollywood is in trouble. Woke Hollywood is dying, and it has been dying for quite some time. COVID may have accelerated that a little bit, but it's not the core problem. The core problem is that these people are not connecting with their audience anymore. The activists are not connecting with the fans. because they don't want to. They don't want to entertain people. They want to push propaganda. And when you do that, normal, sane, rational people get tired of it and they walk away. We've seen it time after time, and now even the mainstream media is starting to question this narrative. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.